Hi folks, so I thought I'd just give you a brief introduction as to how to use Zoom if you haven't used it already. So the first thing you'll need to do is if you're using like a mobile phone like this or a tablet, an iPad, some sort of device, you'll need to download the Zoom app to be able to use it. So if you go to your Play Store and then in the actual search box, if you type in Zoom, then the app will come up. So at the moment it says open on mine just there at the top, but on yours it might say download, or if you're using an Apple device it might say get. So once you've downloaded it, click on it to open it, and that's what you'll see in terms of the start screen. Now if you already had the app installed previously, you need to make sure you're on the latest version. So just by clicking on the settings button, you'll be able to see the version number that you've got, and if you need to use something like the breakout rooms, you need to make sure you're on at least version 5.3, and you can see I've got the latest on there. And when you click on it, sometimes it might ask if you want to update if you're on the old version, but luckily I'm on the latest one. Now when you're using Zoom, you can join a meeting as a guest, so you don't need to create any details, you don't need to put in your email address or password. You can just hit the join meeting. If you do want to create an account, you can click on the sign up button and enter your email address and password and create your own account. It's entirely up to you. Creating your own account does give you access to a bit more sort of functionality and features, but it's not necessary. So if you're joining as a guest, you click the join a meeting button, and then at the top, that's where you enter your meeting ID. So you just type in whatever the number is. And if you've already used it before, it might appear at the top. You can also click this drop down and the various meetings that you've attended previously will pop up there. And then you can enter your name here. I've just put in John Doe, and then you can click join meeting. It may then ask you to enter your meeting passcode. So I'm just going to do that, but I'm going to pause the recording, obviously, because I don't want you to know what my password is. Then you click OK. And then you'll get the waiting screen. And then you might be in here for a few minutes until the host actually lets you into the meeting. So just hold on. Now we entered the meeting using the 10-digit ID, meeting ID, and the passcode. But also sometimes you might be sent a link, a long link, so you can just click on that and that will automatically take you into the meeting, but you'd still have to enter the passcode as well. So once you've entered the meeting room, you'll see the host on screen there, and usually you can swipe left or right to be able to see more people. If you get this little box here on this, just click on call over internet and that'll get rid of that. So at the moment you can see my video is turned off and the microphone is muted just there at the bottom. If the settings disappear like that, just click on the screen once and they reappear again. So you can just click on that and then the microphone turns on, and click on it again and it turns the microphone off. If you want to use the chat function, you just have to click, if the options disappear again, just click on the screen once, click on the more button there, just on the bottom right, it's got 3 dots on it, and then if you click on chat, then this box appears. So I can send a message to everyone, so I can click in here, type my message, hi, send, and that sends the message to everyone. I can also then send the message directly to the host if I want to, so I can just click on that, and now I'll be sending a message just to the host. So if it's a private thing you want to send to them, you can just do that as well. So if I close that, if you want to access the breakout rooms, like I said previously, you need to be on the latest version of the app, so it needs to be at least version 5.3 and above. So update your apps just in case, but you click on the screen and then you'll see this little Rubik's Cube option there. So you click on that and then it shows you all the rooms that are available. So if I wanted to go and join the Barlaston room, I can click on that and join. So that takes you to the private room for the Barlaston members. If you don't like the people that are in that room, then you can leave. So you can click on the breakout room again and go to a different room. If you want to go to the general room, you can go to that one instead. And then when you're finished, if you want to leave, again, just click on the screen, the options will appear, click on leave, and then it gives you an option to either leave the meeting or leave the breakout room. We just want to leave the breakout room now. And then that takes you back to the main session. There we go. If you want to see which participants are in the meeting, again, just click on the screen so the options appear. And just at the bottom, you'll see something that says participants. If you click on that, and then it shows you everybody that's in the meeting. And it's quite useful when you do put your name in to put in either your full name or something that's identifiable so that you don't get confused with other people in the room. And then you can just click close to go back to the main session. If you want to raise a hand, say you wanted to ask somebody a question or ask the host a question, you click on the screen, click on the More button again, so you get the options, and then you get this thing called Raise Hand. And that's basically trying to show to the host that you want to ask a question. So you click on that, and then you can see at the bottom of the screen I've got a little hand raised. So that means that the host can see on screen where the participants are that you have actually put your hand up. So you can see that John Doe wants to ask a question. And then once you've had your question answered, you can click on the More button again and lower your hand. There you go. If you want to send other emojis, you can do as well. If you're quite pleased about what you've seen on screen, you can clap. You can also send a heart if you want, or you can, well, there's a whole selection of things you can choose there. There you go. Hope that helps. So if you're using Zoom for the first time and you're on a laptop or a computer, if you go into Google, you can type in Zoom download. Then it takes you to their relevant website. And then you can download the app by clicking on this button here. You need to make sure you're on the latest version. It needs to be at least version 5.3. So once you've installed and launched the app, this is what it'll look like. So you can create an account and sign in, or you can just join as a guest. So I'm going to click join a meeting as a guest, and this is where you enter your meeting ID. Now if you've used the meeting ID previously, you can click on this drop down and the ID number will appear automatically. And then this is where you type in your name. It's quite good to make your name identifiable, because if there's lots of people called Jane, then you're going to get confused with other people. Click on join, and then this is where you enter your passcode. Once you've entered the passcode, click join meeting, and then that's it. You then enter the waiting room, and the host can see that you're there, so just hold on a few minutes. The host will eventually let you in. Once you're in the meeting, this is the screen that you'll see, and just on the left hand side here, this is where you can click to turn your microphone on or off. Same with the camera, you can turn that on and off. If you want to chat to people, if you click on that, then it opens up a chat box on the right hand side. You can click in there, type on your keyboard and send a message. You can either send the message to everyone, so everybody gets to see it, or if you want to send it to just the host, you can click on that and send it to them. If you want to join out the breakout rooms, it's there. That's the option for that. If you want to raise your hand, you click on that. That raises your hand and shows to the host that you want to ask a question. And then to put your hand back down, just click on that. One other feature to just mention is how to change from speaker view to gallery view, so you can see multiple people on the screen at the same time. So what you'll need to do is just go to the option that says view, click on that. At the moment it says speaker. Once I've clicked on gallery, then it puts multiple icons on the screen. So depending on how many people are in the meeting, you'll be able to see hopefully most of them. Some devices are limited to how many icons you can see on screen. Some might only show 11, 25 or 49 on a computer at maximum, but you will probably find just on the right hand side of the screen a little arrow button, so you can click on that and then it will scroll through all the different pages of faces. So if you didn't want to use Zoom, eventually we will be streaming the meetings to YouTube live. So most people now know how to use YouTube, so you could view the meetings there. Obviously you won't be able to participate fully as you would do with Zoom, but at least it gives you the opportunity. So in order to be able to do that, you can either go directly to our YouTube page if you've got the link. If you haven't got the link, then go into Google, type in YouTube. Then you go to the YouTube homepage. And at the top of the box where it's got the search, you type in Tentershoots Garden Club Network. Once you've done that, you press enter and there it'll appear. Then you can click and it'll take you to our homepage. And then when the meeting is about to start, eventually you'll get another box appear somewhere saying live. You might just need to wait a little while or just keep flicking between these two options or refreshing your screen, whichever's easier, and then eventually a box will appear which says live meeting, and that's when you can see the Zoom meeting. And on screen you can see all the previous meetings. And there we go, eventually it's now appeared. There's the live Zoom meeting. So if I click on that, then I enter the Zoom meeting. So this is one way for you to be able to view the Zoom meeting without actually using Zoom, just using YouTube. There might be a possibility you can still ask questions by using the chat box there. If you type in the message, then it'll appear on screen.